What's up, family and friends? This is your boy Ron Hawk. To my right, we got
My boy D.
to my left,
The real dope boy.
and together we make up Unit
40.
Bo.
Sports Talk, man. We're back again with episode number 2, bringing you the hottest sports topics to date. Drummer Boy D, tell them where you can find us on Instagram, man.
Y'all can find us on Instagram at Unit44 Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe and look at our link tree for all the media outlets.
OG Dope Boy, man. Tell them where you can find us on Facebook.
Man, y'all go right there on Facebook, type in Unit 44 Sports Talk, and like our page.
You go.
Yes, sir. You can also find us on YouTube at that same Unit 44 Sports Talk. Like, subscribe, comment, share our videos, man. We thank y'all, first of all, for the support last week. Last week's support was crazy.
Yes, sir.
Man, you guys are the greatest. Listen, we want to take a second before we get into our talk on today. We shouted out our grandmother, Miss Clementine Epps, last week. At the end of that segment, we also shouted out, the fathers out there, our fathers. So today we want to shout out our mothers, Bishop Tracy Epps Hawkins and Cassandra Epps. Thank you guys for believing in us and pushing us. So that's our shout out to y'all. And the whole Epps family, Franklin family, Hawkins family, Thomas family, Trust Class, Basquin, Derazan, everybody, man. Appreciate y'all for the love and support. But, man, we got business to talk about. We got things to get into.
I'm ready, man. Let's go.
So if y'all ready,
Let's go, man.
let's talk about it, man. We got a whole lot of basketball to talk about today. So we're going to kick this thing off talking about the NBA playoffs. Drummer Boy, man, what do you feel about the 4 teams we got left and how the playoffs played out?
It's a shocker. I mean, I think everybody is shocked. The normal faces we normally see in the playoffs, they ain't there no more. KD gone, LeBron gone, Kyrie gone, Steph been out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now you got, I'm happy Chris is at a level where he can compete for a ring. But it's different, man. Like, my only question about it is, are the games gonna be as competitive as they used to be? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not saying they are good teams, but I mean, I don't want to sweep in the Western Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? I want a 6-game, 7-game, type of series to where it's scary and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's my only issue with it.
Dope Boy?
I love it. I'm glad we're not seeing the same players from what we've been seeing from the last 5 to 6 years.
Right.
Change it up. A lot of people were saying, man, the NBA rigged, man. They always want this team to win.
Right.
But now this time we seeing 4 different teams that we never seen in the playoffs in a while. I gotta agree with Drummer Boy D. The only thing about it is the game going to be competitive. Like, is we gonna see 7-game, 6-game, clutch games? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but other than that, I love it.
I personally, I'm in the middle. I'll say this: I know out of the millions and billions of people on this earth, nobody picked these 4 teams to be the last 4 standing. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And I don't see the Bucks and Hawks being an interesting one. Which, man, I see the Bucks winning that in about 4 or 5.
Facts.
And like you said, Western Conference Finals, you don't want to see no sweeps. That's where the 2 best teams
Competition,
in
that's
the East,
the game.
2 best teams in the West are facing off, and then the Suns and the Clippers. That one, it'll be a little more interesting than the Bucks. Just because I shout out Paul George, he's playing well.
Yeah. Eat up, boy.
Paul George finally coming around to that Indiana Pacers Paul George. And man, he's carrying this Clippers team by itself right now. And without Chris Paul, it's basically a Devin Booker versus Paul George situation.
Right.
So I think that series will be a little more interesting. Hopefully about 5, hopefully about 6, maybe 7. But it's different. All the big guns are gone. All the shot callers are gone. Like I said, the KDs and LeBrons of the world, they ain't in it no more. sucks, but because they played for some of our favorite teams, and then you just being fans of those guys, you want them to win. But and it's time for the younger cats to step up. LeBron's gonna be out of the league soon.
Right.
KD gonna be out not too long after him. So
About a good 10 years.
it's time to
Okay.
KD.
About 10 years.
10? I give him 4. What? KD old.
He ain't number 30,
Well, how many-
30, 35, 34, 30.
Yeah, but you want them to play to 50?
Jordan did.
Vince Carter.
And you look at Jordan ended in Washington.
Just saying, his body ain't torn like that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I get him man for another 4 to 5 years. Just you gotta think about today's NBA players, the way they can make money, so many other different streams, other business adventures they can get into. They're not trying to play that long like they.
You love the game,
All right. Yeah. So
you just ignore me.
that's how I feel. It's time. It's time for the younger stars to go ahead and show us who gonna be that guy for the next 15, 20 years. So we'll see. Y'all good on that?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right, next we're going to talk about Doc Rivers, man. Is Doc Rivers an overrated coach?
You go first.
Me?
Yeah, you go first.
Overrated? I'll say no. I don't think he's necessarily overrated. We got some of his stats here, man. If you look at it, he's won just about everywhere he's been. He's only won a championship though in Boston. But other than that, man, he has a winning record as a coach. Here recently, the last couple of years, he's made some mistakes in some critical moments of some games that's cost his team a chance to advance further into the playoffs. But I don't think that should be a knock on his entire body of work, his entire career. Man, Doc is a great coach. Anybody would love to play for Doc. His players speak up and talk about how great he is all the time. Kendrick Perkins, Kevin Garnett, and all these other guys, they talk about how great of a coach he was. And I mean, in the end, he did win a championship. You got so many coaches that haven't even gotten their team past a first round, let alone second round. He did accomplish the ultimate goal of winning a championship. So I don't think he's overrated. I think, Doc is one of the great coaches. So, what you think about it, though, boy?
I don't think he's overrated either. I mean, as you can see from his stats, they even. Honestly, do I think he's a good coach? No. But
How you gonna say not overrated then?
I don't like me. I don't really look at coaches when it comes down to playing the game of basketball, and that's just me. Especially in NBA. Except for Pop, you gotta give respect to Pops. You gotta respect him if you know the game of basketball. But
You don't know the game of basketball then.
I do, but I don't really look at the coaches though.
If you talking about Pop, you gotta talk about Phil Jackson.
Well, of course, Deb. Come on now.
But you ain't say that though.
I mean, that's
Pat Riley. You ain't talking.
all right, but still though, I'm not. We talking about Doc, okay?
You brought up.
But I'm just throwing one example. You know what I'm
just said
saying?
you was talking about Doc. You brought up Pop.
Well, I mean,
Wait. Let's get back to the subject at hand.
I'm just.
What do you mean?
Just
What
saying,
do you mean when you say you don't look at coaches?
I don't really think some teams don't really need their coach to win games.
True. It's not true. Not true.
Yes, it is.
But go ahead.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
Some coaches.
Some.
Some. And so I really don't look at coaches. I look at the players. Some players don't even respect their coach's decisions. So for this topic, no, he's not overrated. But in my opinion, I don't really I don't really look at coaches,
Right.
so I can't really give a good answer for this topic, you know. But that's just me. That's just me.
All right.
You know, I look at the players more than the coaches.
Drummer boy.
I think he's right where he needs to be. He's not overrated. He's not underrated. He's like right there in between because he has won a championship. We've seen him coach. He can coach. Overrated? No, definitely not overrated. Because he's a darn good coach. Like he's a real good coach. I done seen him in late games make adjustments. People don't understand coaching. You're shown to be a coach in the NBA by your adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like for example, I thought Ty Lue couldn't coach until he started making adjustments this year. You can't coach when you have a coach player already. LeBron James. If you coach LeBron James, you'll never be considered a coach.
Well, I haven't. Really,
No, I'm just
saying.
stating on that fact. Whoever coaches LeBron James will never be considered a coach because he coaches his own team. But when you get from under his wing, Ty Lue, look what he's done with the Clippers. He was with the Clippers, right? Yeah, look what he's done with the Clippers. He makes adjustments as it needs to be. So I mean, with Doc, that's what makes him a good coach, right where he needs to be. Because he got good winning stats and he's won a ring. That puts him right there in the middle. He's not great, but he ain't horrible. I think he's right there in the middle, so he's not overrated.
Okay. Well, we all kinda agree, kinda disagree on some points, but though, boy, something you said kinda, I'm gonna attack that in our next topic.
But that's just me though.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get you right in the next topic.
Get me right.
Get him right. Get him right.
We're gonna get you right. We're gonna get you right. All right. Look, man, we're gonna take a real short break. Y'all stay tuned. We'll see y'all on the other side of this break.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make more money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now back to the show.
We're back from our short break. Listen, we got so much more to talk about. If you missed the first 12 minutes or so of this show, go back and check it out. We talked about Doc Rivers being an overrated coach or not. We talked about how we feel about this year's playoffs and the 4 teams that's left. But moving forward, man, we got some more stuff to talk about. Next topic is, should Steve Nash be out in Brooklyn? Should he be out as the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets? Drummer boy.
In my favorite words and my favorite phrase. Out of here.
Really?
You gotta go. You gotta go. Horrible job. I just said great coaches make greater adjustments, right or wrong.
Right.
Ron? He made no adjustments. Like KD played his butt off, you know what I'm saying? But me personally, if you seeing you're being defeated on the offensive board, defensive board, why not put DeAndre Jordan in? Brook Lopez was barely shooting from the outside. They had him banging on the inside, so why not bring in your best rebounder? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You try to put, what's the boy with the dreads name, man?
Claxton.
But he this big compared to Lopez. He can't bang with him. You know, you try Blake Griffin. Yeah, he scored, but he couldn't rebound because he's still an undersized center. You know what I'm saying? So he made horrible adjustments. Period. So he got to go. They'll do it to any other coach. One and done. You good. You gone.
No more.
I mean,
We know you don't like coaches.
it's not I don't like coaches.
You don't look at
I don't look at
You don't
coaches. But Steve Nash, that team, you know, Brooklyn Nets, they thought that the team was gonna win the championship. But one thing I saw, the fact was the last 2 games, KD played every minute. I personally feel like, you know, if you can do it, okay, but that's not a good thing if your player has to play every minute just to win a game. And them last 2 games, well, the 6th game they was trailing. You know, they had to come through in the clutch.
Right.
last game they lost. So I feel like KD, you played all the minutes for nothing, including James Harden. He played 53 minutes the 7 game, you know. But I also say this is Steve Nash's first year being a head coach, you know. So maybe give him another try.
Why?
But I mean, this is his first year. You know, test him out again. Give him that one more try. You know, see if he could shake back. You know, how coaches, you know, did with Luke Walton, even though he didn't.
But they didn't see the Lakers going nowhere right then. That's why.
But
they expecting this to win right.
Steve Nash ain't going nowhere.
Well, I know I'm saying that's you asked my opinion.
I feel like
no,
they should give him another try though.
But I'm saying should he? Yeah. Because I personally don't think he should have got the job in the first place. I mean,
really? He had no coaching
experience.
experience.
You gotta work your way up through assistant coaches and all that to get a head coaching job that big. You know what I'm saying? You got at the time you had 2 of the best players in the world with KD and Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? You need a real established coach in that system. You know, coaching those 2 guys, and I just don't feel like Steve Nash, you know, should have just gotten the job. Although it was KD and Kyrie's pick. You know, they picked him. That's what they wanted. That's what they got.
They go back to me saying, because they wanted to coach their own team. They wanted to run a team.
Well, Kyrie Irving, if y'all didn't hear this a while back, said that they don't need a coach.
Hey, so there you go.
And so basically, wait. So Kyrie Irving at the beginning of the season said basically they didn't need a coach.
LeBron James mentality.
Yeah, kind of sort of. He said they didn't need a coach, but which that came back to bite them in the end. And you just made my whole point. Coaches do decide the outcome of games, and you got to think about it. So KD took that last shot of Game 7 and airballed it, right? Well, you got to think about it. As Steve Nash called the timeout, gave him a chance to catch his breath, get some whatever he was drinking, you know, Gatorade, water, whatever he drinks to hydrate, got that in his system. He would have got off a better shot.
Because every time he did that hydrate, he came back on another level. He just needed that breathing.
All he had to do was all Steve Nash had to do, call him a timeout, get him a little break, you know what I'm saying, just to hydrate or whatever, and he could have got off a better shot. And, you know, versus airballing, you know what I'm saying? Right. Now, of course, it's still 50-50. He could have still missed it. Could have made it.
Airballed it.
Right. He would have got it off.
That's loped out. That's what we call a
better
loped
shot.
And to go back on the last tab, as you talked about, I kind of agree. You know,
right.
You know, when it comes out to them last seconds of the game, it's the coach's decision. You know,
gotta put your players in the right position.
Right. So I take that. That's on me.
Cool. Y'all good on that? Mm-hmm. Next topic, man. This one.
How you say that, Devin?
This one. This is a tough one. We're talking Ben Simmons. For those of you that already know, Ben Simmons, LSU alumni. I love my LSU players. I love my LSU players. So this is gonna be a tough topic for me, man, because I'm always rooting for LSU players to do well in the NBA, NFL, whatever they go on to do. So I'm gonna let Drummer Boy start this conversation off because he obviously got a lot that he want to say. Let's talk about Ben Simmons.
Bust. Period. But you come in the league, you could dribble, you could rebound, you could dunk, you could, you know, all that kind of stuff. You're a great point guard. You can't shoot. Magic Johnson had a hook shot. If I got that time, I compare him to Magic Johnson. You know, 6'8", 6'9", however you want to call it, whatever like that. Ball handler, good court vision, all that kind of stuff. Magic Johnson had an ugly jump shot, but it went in. He had a hook shot. He had a post game. You have nothing.
He had to develop that.
Who? Magic Johnson
he didn't come in and shoot.
Magic Johnson came in that first year, take it over and winning.
But he had to develop the jump shot.
He developed it in college.
No, he didn't. Magic Johnson did not come into.
Go look at that film.
Magic Johnson did not come into.
I came here ready for you tonight. I didn't say a jump shot. I said well, all right. Let me rephrase that. At least a post game.
Okay.
He don't. All right, you're right. He don't have that. You can't shoot free throws. Magic Johnson can shoot free throws. You know what I'm saying? Even if you were to compare him to LeBron James, built like LeBron, could play like LeBron, all that kind of stuff, you still can't shoot. If you can't shoot, they need to get rid of him. Period. Like you really slowing up the process of Philly at least getting into the Eastern Conference Final, because if he could shoot, or wasn't a deciding factor for the free throw line, they would win. They would actually win. They would be facing the Bucks right now instead of the Atlanta Hawks, because why anybody on that court except maybe their center, he could have posted up. He could have bodied up and bagged up and got to the line and got some free throws. That's all I'm saying. He's a bust. Until he develop a jump shot or can at least get a post-up game or shoot free throws correct, he's a bust.
No more. Me personally, I'm disappointed. In this game, in this area, for you to be a impact on your team, you gotta know how to shoot or at least post up. You know what I'm saying? You got bigs that shoot threes. Come on, man. At least work on your mid range. You know what I'm saying? I'm disappointed because like I like Ben Simmons. Like I like the fact that he's a point forward. You know, big body, but use that body to impact your game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm disappointed.
I'll say like this: he's not a bust. Was this season a disappointment? Was the playoffs a disappointment? Yes, it was. But you got to think about it. Ben Simmons never had a jump shot, even at LSU. You knew what you was getting out of Ben Simmons when you drafted him. But he impacts the game in so many different other ways. Now, I'll say this: he does need to work on his jump shot. If you don't get a 3-point shot, get you a mid-range game. You know what I'm saying? 15, 20 feet, you should be able to, pull those and knock those down. Honestly, man, I think this season, and I don't know this to be true, just from outside looking in, I think he might be going through something. Something mentally might be off with him. Kind of how Paul George was in the bubble last season. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, it could be something mental going on with him. Because, you got to think about it. The last, how many years he been in it? 3 years that he's been in the league. He's been great for Philly. This year has really been the letdown season. Other than on the defensive side of the ball through the regular season, he was a defensive stopper. You know what I'm saying? But, he's never been the problem with Philly the last 2-3 years. Only this year's playoff he was hurt. Did he hurt the team, really? You know what I'm saying? If you look over the last 2-3 years, it wasn't him.
I don't disagree.
It was this year is really where he went to bed, basically. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason you should be right there at the rim in the air and you pass it off to a teammate. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think there's something mental going on with him to where he's not confident in himself. It's something.
You 6'9", you not confident about dunking the ball under the rim? I can see the jump shot.
But
you under the rim about to dunk it. Nobody's around you.
But you got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? When people are going through stuff mentally, it don't matter what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I know what it is.
Then if you're going through something, you're going through something. You know what I'm saying?
I know what it is. You gonna give me time to respond?
No.
Okay.
So that's what I feel. I just hope, they're talking about switching which hand you shoot with over the summer from left hand to right handed and all this other stuff. So hopefully he figures that out. You ain't got to be a 3-point assassin like Steph Curry. Just get you a mid-range jump shot, and I think Philly's going to be okay. Should they trade him? Where you going to send him? You know what I'm saying? He has a bad contract. Who's going to take that contract right now? Would a fresh start help him? It may. I'm not going to say that won't. So that's a possibility. If a fresh start can help him focus and zone in and become the player that, basically LeBron 2.0 or Magic 2.0 that he has the potential to be, then, by all means, get out of there. Get out of Philly. Go wherever you force a trade, wherever you think will be good for you mentally, to kind of reset. But yeah, he's definitely not a bust, but I agree that it definitely was a disappointing end to the season. Let me say that. It wasn't a disappointing season. It was a disappointing playoffs. So I'm just messing with you. You need something to say? You need to say something?
Nope.
Need to say something, dude, boy? We good? All right, so look, we're going to take another quick break, y'all. Stay with us. We got what we call Barbershop Talk on the way, man, where we getting into some heated debates about some of the best topics, best sports and basketball topics that there is to talk about. So stay with us. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make more money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now back to the show.
One. Rolling.
All right, man, we back from our quick break. Like I told you before the break, man, we got a new segment we're introducing called Barbershop Talk. This is the one I've been waiting to get to. I think all of us been excited about the Barbershop Talk since we announced that we were going to do it. I say we just dive right into it. The first debate is Russell Westbrook a Hall of Famer? If Westbrook decided to call it a career today, would he go into the Hall of Fame? The what?
Today?
If he called to quit today, is Russell Westbrook a Hall of Famer?
Well, yeah. His stats says, you ain't gotta have a championship to be in the Hall of Fame, you know. This man broke Oscar Robertson record with the triple doubles. One year he was averaging a triple double. So I personally feel like he should. I don't like him though. I don't like his attitude. But
I can feel that.
yeah.
So
Hall
he's
of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
I say Hall of Fame.
Drum boy.
He ain't. How can I say this without being this? He ain't did enough. He broke the record. I understand that, which is one-time MVP, scoring champ, all that kind of stuff. That's cool, but at least get your team to East Conference Finals, West Conference Finals, whatever like that. Charles Barkley did, and I bring up Charles Barkley because he doesn't have a ring. Allen Iverson don't have.
Say post KD.
Post KD.
Yeah, because he went to the finals with KD. Him and KD went to the finals against the Broncos.
You're right. I apologize. So I'm talking individually by himself. Let me say that, by himself, he haven't done anything.
Right. Right.
When I say anything, as in succeeding in the postseason. That's right, postseason. So Charles Barkley did that. Allen Iverson did that. You know what I'm saying? At least if he get to either one of the conference finals or the finals, he can go. That's if I had a vote on it and an opinion on it and it mattered, he would go for that reason. Stats and stuff, that's cool. He can put that up in his closet and hang it up and talk about it when he get older. But right now, no, not for me.
I'll say it like this. He's not a first ballot Hall of Fame. Meaning the first time he's eligible to go into the Hall of Fame, I would say he wouldn't go. Second or third time he's up, I would say he could go in. But he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He just hasn't done enough. Now, let me say this. He has some good numbers. Like you said, he's averaged a triple-double, like 2 seasons or something like that. Got an MVP, 2-time scoring champ, 9-time All-Star. He has, some good stats. But his overall impact on some teams post the Kevin Durant era hasn't always been great. You got to think about it. He and Paul George, they didn't want to play together no more. He got to Houston. he and James Harden didn't want to play together no more. So it almost seems like, and I don't want to put him down, put down another man, but he is something with Westbrook that people don't like playing with him. People don't like playing with him. So you gotta take that, how he made his teammates feel, into considerations when you're talking about a guy that's going into the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just look at championships and all that. There's a lot of people that didn't win a championship that made it. That's why I said, he can make the Hall of Fame. I just don't feel he's a first ballot Hall of Fame.
If you notice, everybody that made it, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, they made it to the finals. They were leaders. Not saying he's not a leader, but they did more than stuff the stats.
Right.
They carried their team somewhere. If he can do that, I say he go first ballot. Me, if he can take his team how Charles Barkley and them did, he's first ballot all day. But I can agree, he wouldn't be first ballot.
Right.
He would go because of his achievements, but he wouldn't be first ballot. So I agree with you on that.
No more. Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So that was our first barbershop talk topic. The next one is the one: who is your top 5 point guards of all time? Top 5 point guards of all time.
You go first. You go first.
All right, so hear me out. Number 5, I got my man John Stockton. Just one of the greatest pure point guards that there ever was. John Stockton. So, ladies and gentlemen, John Stockton, one of the all-time leaders in assists. Got to give that man his props. He did, he did what he could. Never got over that hump because MJ was standing in his way. But, MJ stopped a lot of people from winning the championship. So he was one of those people. So John Stockton, number 5. Number 4, I have my man Allen Iverson, just because of the way he impacted the game from a cultural standpoint, from a black cultural standpoint. Man, AI was coming in there with the baggy pants, with the chains on, with the braids and all that stuff. Man, he introduced black culture, hip-hop culture into the NBA, which is what we see now. So you got to pay respect to the man, Allen Iverson. Number 3, y'all ready for this? Number 3 is my man Chris Paul. Chris Paul is my number 3 point guard all the time. Man, that guy's a floor general, man. You can't find too many point guards other than the 2 I'm gonna name ahead of him that were better than him in running a team, and actually orchestrating the offense, man. Chris Paul's a genius. Now, the only reason this next guy is ahead of him is because he's won a championship. And number 2 is Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, man, he's one of the greatest point guards you could ever find, man. Isaiah Thomas, him and that Detroit Pistons bad boys, man, they was rough riders. Those of you young cats that don't know some of these people I'm talking about, Isaiah Thomas, John Stocktons of the world, check them out, man. Isaiah Thomas is a great, great point guard. And number 1, everybody should have this man at the top of their point guard list. Magic Johnson. If Irvin Magic Johnson ain't the best point guard on your list, tear your list up, throw it out the window. I don't even want you to. Let me say this: if y'all ain't got Magic Johnson number 1, if y'all ain't got Magic Johnson number 1 on your list, don't even read your list off to me, man, cause you just gonna make me mad. Magic Johnson was the greatest point guard the NBA has ever seen.
The sickest.
Ever. You understand? There's no point guard touching Magic Johnson. Drummer boy.
Let me pull up my little list, man. So
what's your list, man?
I have number 5. I have Isaiah Thomas. Reason being, he had to make the list because to me, I feel like even though I wasn't around to watch him doing research and watching old clips, he introduced small ball, like as in a small guard really taking control. He, him and Dumas, that backcourt, they started that lit man ball. Number 4, I'm gonna say Chris Paul. Like you said, floor general. You know what I'm saying? A leader. I love his mid-range game. It's like he never misses that. So to be able to still get your points, but he looks for his teammates first. He'll get 13 assists and then score 20 in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? He know when to take over. Number 3, I got Steph Curry. He changed the game.
True.
He changed the shooting game, baby. Like, who was shooting that ball like that? Really? Like, constantly to where it was like, okay, we have to guard him right here. You know what I'm saying? Before Steph Curry. Everybody used to shoot from here and there just because, but this man would walk across half court and just shoot the ball because that's his shot. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, AI. He changed culture, black culture, whatever like that, as another small guard, to face Shaq them and at least get one, there's much respect. And then, of course, Earl Magic Johnson, the greatest point guard of all time, so that's my list.
It's all right. Come on, Dubois.
All right. So, for number 5, I would have to say
Chris Paul.
Like I say, like Chris mid-range, flow general, make everybody pitch into the game. A great leader, and now he's he actually showing with the Suns now. Number 4, I would have to say, number 4, I think I said.
We should make a list.
I know, but
He's not prepared.
Number four, I say AI. Like I said, with the culture, he changed. But also with AI was never afraid to take the goal as small as he was. He would go against dudes that's 8 times bigger than him. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just like the way his style was. With the braids and the baggy clothes, the jewelry and stuff. Talking about practice, man.
Talking about practice.
Number 3, I said John Stockton. Man, was like, no, I take that back. I'm sorry. Jason Williams, white chocolate.
He liked it.
I like that. That's me. That's me. I like white chocolate. He was flashy.
Okay.
Had a nice little shot. He was different to me. Number 2. I ain't say this, but Penny Hardaway, man. I like Penny.
You're right.
I'm gonna tell you why I like Penny. I'm gonna tell you why I like Penny. If it weren't for my weight, I wish I was like a tall point guard. You know what I'm saying? Because when I play basketball, they won't put me as a 4 or 5. I don't want to play no 4 or 5. I want to play the 1.
With no hands? Okay.
I do got hands. I cross you plenty of times.
Okay, cool.
But I like Hardaway. Hardaway was like a baby LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Always taking a goal. He was a nice little shooter. And then Magic Johnson.
You there?
No, it's hard.
Hold on, I want to
That's y'all.
Hold on. I
No,
want to
that's
text.
y'all.
I still want to help you. Compare LeBron to Grant Hill. Compare Penny to Kobe. That's the first mistake. Second mistake.
I said LeBron.
You said Penny to LeBron. That's wrong.
I know.
Yeah.
My bad. That's on me.
So yeah.
But I mean,
I'm trying to
I
help.
like Penny.
I know. I'm trying to help. I'm not correcting your list. I'm just giving our viewers something to think about. Jason Kidd, Gary Payton.
I don't like them.
I'm not talking about who you like. I'm just saying, like, those are the people that he looked over.
That's why I said Jason Williams.
But
Jason Williams. I like that stop.
Hey, that's your list, bro.
Hey, no disrespect, Jason Williams. Hey,
That man
but
gonna get us views while he watching it, man. I better show some respect to the breaker, man.
That man said Jason, bro.
Hey, no disrespect to Jason Williams. Real talk. Jason Williams is not even in my top 10. Jason Williams would probably be top.
That's you.
And again, we're not correcting you. We're just
But
like it's a debate.
like-
We're talking about it. Like, why?
It's like I don't even think Jason Williams had a good enough career to even be up there.
Look,
with
I watched his highlight. When I watched his highlights, I liked it. Okay? Like, y'all nigga have to respect that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I respect it. I'm just saying.
Why? And I told you why.
No,
I like his
I get
highlights.
why, but I'm just like Jason Williams, Gary Payton.
It's not about his
Jason Williams.
It's not about what he accomplished.
I'm not talking about that either, but
that's a part of what you got to take into
if you
consideration.
talking about all-time
we
greats,
talking
you got
about
to
the all
really
time.
consider it. We're not saying our favorites. This is your top 5 all-time. That means you have to look at their achievements and everything. We're not talking about
I
who
was
we like to watch.
I
like to watch Jason.
We're not talking about who we like to watch, though. You have to go by the guideline. All time, greatest point guards of all time. Not greatest top point guards who I like to watch. You know what I'm saying?
I like him.
You didn't even see him in his prime.
I watch highlights.
Man, I would have took Derek Fisher over Jason Williams, bro.
Bruh.
That's because you're a Lakers fan.
Bruh.
Duh. Jason Williams?
You got to for Steve Nash.
Man,
Boy.
where that name came from?
Boy.
y'all gonna get out there, man. Real talk.
Oh, man.
Bruh.
Jason Williams.
Hey,
And who you said?
What number? 3?
He put him number 3 over
Wait. Hey.
Over Chris
Hey,
Paul.
at the same time, I really forgot my list.
I know you did.
Okay.
I know you did.
Okay, so people, look, we gonna let him give y'all his real list next week. Cause that
No, I ain't know. That is my real list. And y'all just gonna take it how it is.
Hey, I respect it, dog. Hey, that's
But
how you
I do
look
say this. Hey man, just go on next topic. I don't want to talk about it.
That's how you want to look on social media, like you don't know basketball.
I do know
I
basketball.
respect it.
I know the game of basketball. I whooped you.
all right.
Next topic.
No, so check this out. We're gonna take a quick break
All
before we move on. That was pure comedy. That was hilarious. That was hilarious, man. All right, look, we gonna see y'all on the other side of this break, man. y'all stay tuned, man.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make more money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now back to the show.
All right, man, we are back from our quick ad break. Listen, we come down to our last 2 topics for today's show. On this topic, we all probably got different answers for this one for sure. Next topic is, where does Kevin Durant rank on your all-time greats list? Drummer boy, where he at, man? All-time greats.
All-time greatest. I'm gonna go with number 8. He's number 8 to me.
Okay.
Top 10.
Okay.
Quick, fast and hurry. MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Shaq, Hakeem, Tim, KG, Kevin Durant, Magic, Dirk. I left Larry out, but I mean, these players are better than Larry. You know what I'm saying? They, to a certain extent, they're better than Isaiah. So number 8, that's where I would put it. Best score the game has ever seen.
Drummer boy.
I say top 15. Top 15. Mike, Kobe, Shaq, all them. But just not them. But I also put Bill Russell. I put Bill Russell in that. That's why I put him as top 15, because I look at everybody from the era of the 80s, 90s, and also the 2000s. KD came up in the late 2000s, 2008, 2007. I wouldn't even put him with the 2010, but I would definitely put him with the 2000 and the late 2000s. So
right.
I put him at my top 15.
For me, KD is number 7 on my list of all-time great players. Number 7. Of course, that's behind, and not in order, but Shaq, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, MJ's, Kobe, the LeBrons of the world. He's number 7. Depends on how his career finishes. I'll be honest, he got a real good chance to jump into my top 5 all time. right now, he's knocking on that door. He's at number 7. Guy's one of the greatest scorers. I think you said that, as the game has ever seen. Kevin Durant's a monster. You see what he did in the playoffs. It took him literally being drained to lose to Milwaukee in that Game 7. His performance in that series alone showed you his greatness. Right. You know what I'm saying? Dude put up a triple-double playing all 40. I don't know, he actually played more than 48 minutes. I think they played like 52 minutes because it's 53 because they had overtime that game. Dude is special. And he's definitely going down as one of the all-time greats. That's why I have him in my top 10 at number 7, Kevin Durant. One of my favorite players right now. Well, currently, out of the players currently playing, he is my favorite player. So that's how I feel about that.
Really? I thought CP3 was your favorite player.
He right there.
Oh, like old CP3?
No, I like this CP3 now. They about what right now. Like, let me say this. I have multiple favorite players. I don't have one favorite player that's one over the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I consider Steph my favorite, KD, CP3. I'm starting to like that boy D-Book.
Hey, I've been watching D-Book since he was playing college ball.
What college you went to?
He went to Kentucky.
He's trying to play that man.
Yeah.
Hey, but D-Book did not start in college. That's crazy. So, interesting fact for y'all that didn't know.
Fun fact.
Wait, he
Fun
did?
fact.
Maybe his freshman year. No, he got drafted his freshman year.
D-Book wasn't a starter in college. Look it up. Fun fact for all y'all that didn't know, Devin Booker was not a starter in college.
I was.
It was his highlights.
No.
you saw when he was in the game.
I'm about to say, no.
You saw when he was in
I watched them when they were playing the championship, when they were playing March Madness. And in them clutch games, he was in there.
That didn't mean he started.
I thought he started. That man used to play with Cat. Big Cat.
I'm going to have to double check that out.
Go ahead. You can tell you right now.
All right, man. We moving on to our last topic. Had to save the best topic for the last topic. Who is the GOAT behind MJ? Because I know we're all going to say Michael Jeffrey Jordan is
Jordan ain't the GOAT no more.
Sure.
I'm just playing.
You're right. Hey, but you're right. Apologize.
Everyone wants to laugh at him again, but anyway, go ahead.
That man's pretty common. Who is the GOAT behind Michael Jordan, Doughboy? Who's the second greatest player of all time?
Kobe.
Who's just something out the camera? What's
Instant.
wrong with you?
God.
For real.
What's wrong with you?
I say Kobe. When you think of Michael Jackson, who you think? I mean, not Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan. When you think of Michael Jordan, who you think of?
Michael Jordan.
No, like of who, like his game type. Like,
Kobe.
come on now, y'all
That's
know
what you want me
that.
to say.
I mean, so y'all don't agree?
Yeah.
All right, then, so stop acting like that. So, like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted.
Big Bird.
I know, right? But, yeah, fadeaways, they walk, they mentality. Kobe, baby, rest in peace. Rest in peace, GG too.
Drum boy.
Kobe, man. You know I ain't going nobody else. Kobe, man. He's the second thing great like Jordan. Like, I mean, everything Doughboy said, I don't have to repeat it. It's all facts to me. So until LeBron win another ring, then LeBron will take over. I gotta give respect where it's due. If he get another ring, what LeBron 4, huh? Well, no. If he pass Kobe rings, then yeah, he'll get it. Until then, it's gonna be Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
So we all agree, Kobe Bryant is the second greatest player of all time. My thing is for those of you that want to disagree and point out all the other stuff. How can you tell me Kobe is the second coming of Michael Jordan and not be the second greatest player
Preach to him, dog.
of all time? Like I need y'all to make it
Get
make
your lesson.
I need you to make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. If the greatest player in the NBA history is Michael Jordan, and there was only one player that came this short of doing everything that he did, how is he not the second greatest player in NBA history? I just need somebody out there, anybody, make sense of it. Make sense of it for me. That's what I want you to do. If you can convince me that the player that came that close to the GOAT is not the second GOAT, then you work a miracle. Because Kobe Bean Bryant is the second greatest of all time. As Doughboy said, rest in peace to him and Gigi and everybody else, man, that was in that fatal helicopter crash. To this day, man, we're still praying for those families. That's a huge loss, especially with Father's Day just passed. Vanessa and the kids didn't have Kobe there. So, still praying for their families. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Why you looking at me like that, bro?
Nothing. Go ahead, bro.
What's this dude?
Go ahead, man.
All right. But yeah, it's Kobe Bryant. Simple as that. Now that you want to debate us on, come talk to us. We got. If you're not comfortable coming, sit down inside with us. We got other ways for you to come on the show and talk about that. Definitely want to talk to y'all about that. I'm a Kobe enthusiast. I'm a Kobe fanatic. So come with it. Come with it, and we'll fight. We'll fight for that. But man, that's all we have for today. Anything else y'all want to say to the people? Anything else y'all want to?
Y'all make sure y'all wash your hands, continue to wear your mask, because, man, the corona is still out there.
That's very much true. Very much true.
I was rejoicing. I really...
Well, folks, that's our show, man. Episode 2 is in the books.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for liking. Thank y'all for sharing. Don't forget to comment. Let us know how you felt about this episode. Again, like, share, comment. If you want to be on the show, we're going to open up to guests real soon. Some people we're going to reach out to. There's other people, if you want to, like I said, reach out to us, inbox us, comment, let us know. If you have any issues with something we said, let us know in the comments. We'll come
send
back
it to
at
Toby St. Cyr. I want him on the show. Anybody that's going to watch it, send it to Toby St. Cyr. I need him on the show. Get him out here.
Honestly, he kind of spoiled it, but he is the first person we want to reach out to. We want Mr. Toby St. Cyr. He can coach all three of us to be our very first guest on our...
The little Livonia, yeah.
I mean,
for
for the first trial I did.
Boy, you ain't no
I
cool.
swear.
Anybody trying to hear that.
Real talk.
Toby's been in all our lives at some point as far as basketball goes. Coach Toby. Coach Toby has been in all our lives. So he's definitely going to be the first person we want as our guest. I'm not sure when we're going to make that happen. We'll check with him, see what his schedule's like. But yeah, man, it's been another episode of Unit 44 Sports Talk. We'll see you guys next week.
I want to shout out, the man behind the master plan.
Yes, sir.
1K,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Shout out to my little brother, man.
Come on, you, man. Come on, you,
1K,
right quick.
man.
Come on, hurry up.
We forgot to shout him out
His little brother right here, man.
Yeah.
last episode.
The man throwing the music
Alright, go
in
on,
there,
go on,
doing
go
the video. But I'm going to tell y'all, I really don't appreciate Dope Boy messing up my outro like that.
I mean, because I know you was going to forget.
You cut me off earlier, so I ain't trying to hear none of that. Shut me up at all, but I had something to say, so do your outro now.
No, I had a great outro running.
But run it again.
I had a great outro running. The producer trying to show me something. I don't know what he talking about. Huh?
Link.
Oh, yeah. Our link tree. Hit the link tree. It's in the website section on Facebook. It's in our bio on Instagram. Anchor has released our podcast on so many more platforms. So please go check it out. Download those platforms. We want to see y'all run the numbers up, man. Run the numbers up. And again, this has been another episode of Unit 44 Sports Talk. We appreciate you guys, and remember, keep your head up.